So you should always follow the order of operations. If you had the problem that looks like this, that you sent me in your email, my order of operations is parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division. This is from left to right. And then addition, subtraction. This is also from left to right. So in this problem, there is a set of parentheses here, and that is, I'm going to highlight what I'm going to do first. I'm going to work within here first. So let me rewrite everything else. So adding the 2 plus 2, I end up with 4. Now, I'm done with parentheses. There's no exponents. I will multiply and divide from left to right. So that means that I would first, yes, multiplication comes first in the PEMDAS, but this is from left to right. So if you look closely at the order of operations, it says from left to right. So the first thing I'm going to do, just like as I read from left to right, I'm going to do multiplication and division from left to right. So I will do this first before I do the multiplication. And so doing 8 divided by 2, I get 4. And then I still have this multiplied by 4. And then 4 times 4 is 16. So I've completed this one. Now, I took a look at the Connect Math problem that you're referring to. And in that Connect Math problem, the question is talking about a rectangular photo, and you set up you use the formula for perimeter, and then you write the equation in terms of x. So I'm going to skip to the equation part. So depending on the problem you're given, you should end up with some type of equation that looks like this. Because, and actually this is subtraction, because it's talking about perimeter is equal to 2L plus 2W. So L in this case is x, and W is x minus 2. So you're trying to solve this for x. So in order to solve for x, what you're going to do is you're going to try to isolate the x on one side of the equation. So the first thing I need to do is to distribute. I can't do anything in the parentheses because the x is an unknown quantity. So I can't subtract 2 from an unknown quantity. So what you do when you're solving is you first distribute. And so I distribute this 2 to both terms in the parenthesis. So it would become 2 times the x and 2 times this negative 2. So I end up with 16 is equal to 2x plus 2x minus 4 after I complete the distribution process. Now I combine any like terms that I have, and I do have some like terms. The 2x and this 2x are like terms because they have an x, they have a variable, and the exponent on the variable is the same. So I can combine the coefficients in front and then rewrite the variable. So I get 16, and this will give me 4 x's minus 4. And so now I have this equation that I've simplified from where I started out, and I'm still not isolated x. So how do I go about isolating the x? First, I look at what is added or subtracted from the x. It is minus 4, so I do the opposite because I'm trying to get x by itself. So I'm going to add 4. I have to do it to both sides because I'm moving the 4 over. I want to keep the equation balanced. I'm not changing the equation. I'm simply moving the 4 to the other side. 16 plus 4 is 20 is equal to 4x. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Now, do I stop here? Is x by itself? No, x is not by itself. It is still times 4. So I'm going to divide, do the opposite of multiplication, so division. Do it to both sides to keep the equation balanced. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I'll be left with 1x on the right side. And 20 divided by 4 is 5. So I end up with the answer x is equal to 5. So this one was looking to find the value for x. Now, let's say instead you wanted to check that the 5 worked up here. So you have to take the original equation and you want to check if you did it right. So you want to see if this side is 16 and you want to see, is this side equal to 16? So I'm going to take and I'm going to plug in 5. And I'm going to check, does this right side equal 16? And so in order to do that, I have to follow my order of operations when I am combining these values. So parentheses. So I have 2 sets of parentheses. There's nothing in here. This parenthesis is simply for multiplication. And then I have 5 minus 2. So that's what I'm going to do next. 5 minus 2. Well, I guess I shouldn't even say next. I should say first. 5 minus 2 is 3. So I've done that. There are no exponents. I'm done there. Multiplication and division from left to right. I have 2 things to multiply. I have this to multiply and this. So I get 10 plus 6. And then last, addition, subtraction from left to right. So 10 plus 6 is 16. So I've got the right side equaling the left side. I think where your question comes in, when when you are doing, let's go back to the beginning here. And you asked me in the question, multiplying the number outside the parenthesis by the numbers inside individually. So what's the difference and how do I know when to do each? So the multiplying the number outside the parenthesis to the terms inside is called distribution. And distribution is a mathematical law that works. So if you wanted to distribute this 2, you could, and you'll end up with the same answer because it is a mathematical rule. So if I take the 2 and distribute it to both of these terms, I had to when I was solving because the x value was an unknown. Here I don't have to. I can follow the order of operations and just do the parentheses first. But let's say you decide you didn't notice the parentheses and you wanted to distribute, you could do this. 2 times 5, so I'm going to write the 2 in a different color so you can see where it goes. 2 times 5, so here, and then the 2 times negative 2. So minus, pulled down from there, and then this 2 is distributed. So the 2 here I put in red. And now when I do this multiplication, because now I've gotten rid of the parentheses, I have multiplication. I have 3 sets of multiplication, and then I have addition and subtraction. So I get 10 here. This also is 10, and then minus 4. So multiplication and division is done. Addition, subtraction from left to right. So 10 plus 10 is 20. And 20 minus 4 is 16. So either way that you do it, if you do it properly, you should end up with the same answer. I believe that was your question. If I didn't clarify something and you still have a question, please email me back. Or show me or if you could write the exact problem out that you are struggling with, and then I could demonstrate it for you. But I hope this clarifies things.